G'day and welcome to another video. Today's lesson is brought to you by myhobbyiscrochet.com. Kinga from myhobbycrochet.com has allowed me to make a video tutorial on her very beautiful flower. It is very easy to do, and I can see these flowers becoming very popular at my house, as you can make them in many different colour combinations. So let's get started. The dahlia flower from myhobbyiscrochet.com is approximately 2.5 inches across. I use worsted weight on the flower on the right, but I use sports weight, which is equivalent to 8-ply or double knit, on the flower on the left. I use the same size hook, and because it's a small hook for the worsted weight yarn, which is equivalent to 10-ply, but it's a bit of a larger hook that's recommended for the 8-ply or double knit, they've basically turned out the same size. I think this pattern would also look great if you use 2 strands at once. But in this lesson, we are going to use 1 strand. For our supplies, we're going to need the pattern to follow along with, some scrap yarn. I've got yellow for the centre and I'm going to use pink for the petals, a pair of scissors, a crochet hook that goes with your yarn. In the pattern, it says to use sports weight yarn, which is equivalent to 8-ply or double knit in the UK, and a 4.5 crochet hook. So I've got that, and then we're going to need a needle to sew in our ends. So go over to the website and download or print out your pattern. What I've done, I've just copied and pasted it into a Word document, and then I've printed it out so I could get it to fit on one page. Just makes it easier when I'm doing the tutorial. I don't have to flick over pages. So there's some special stitches used in the pattern. We've got 4 trebles together, which I will show you what to do. Stitch abbreviations are chain, half double crochet, front loops and slip stitch, and also the treble 4 together. We're going to make a slip knot. There are many different ways to do this. This is just the way I do it. And then we are going to zoom in the camera so you can see a close-up version. Putting our slip knot onto our hook. Don't pull too tight. And it says patterns in the centre. With yarn colour A, chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into the first chain to form a ring. So going back to the first stitch and making a slip stitch, and the little ring is going to be quite tiny, but it's in the centre there. What we want to do now is chain 2, and this counts as our first our first half double crochet. I think I just made up a new stitch. Then we're going to work 9 half double crochets into the ring. So yarning over first, going into the ring, and like I said, it's going to be quite small, but it's in the centre there. It'll be a lot easier to find after we put 1 or 2 stitches in there. So half double crochet, so that's yarning over, pulling up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. And now you'll be able to see where the hole is because you've got a stitch already coming out of it. It's that little tiny hole there. So yarn over, go into the centre and work half double crochet. So that's 2. Altogether we need 9 plus the chain 2. So that's the chain 2's there. So that's 1, 2, 3, That's 8 and 9. This is the tail that I've worked over, so I'm just going to put that at the back. And now we're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 2. So our chain 2 is here, so that's 1 and 2. So going into the second chain with a slip stitch. And pull through. And that's our first little section done. And we cut the yarn and finish off, so I'm cutting off about 2 inches. Pulling that thread out. And we're going to sew in our ends. Now I did my practice run using this one. And don't tell anybody, but I didn't sew my ends. But when I didn't sew my ends on the green one, the ends were getting in the way. So this center section, if you don't sew them in, they will get in the way. And if you don't, you'll find out the hard way. They'll get in the way when you're trying to work the next round. So we're going to sew these in. If you choose not to, don't say I didn't tell you so. So to sew them in, go underneath with your needle. I just like to wiggle it a little bit and it'll go under the stitches. And I've already worked over my tails, so I know it's already sewn in quite a bit. Would have helped if I left the end a little bit longer, but not to worry. So I can trim that one off. Doing the same to this one. This is the back of my work. I'm just going to thread this under stitches like that. So pulling that out, and we can chop that off because now we've sewn it in quite a bit. And we have this little tiny centre. Now, because I'm using 8-ply, that's worsted, sorry guys, that's sports weight or double knit. It's going to be a lot smaller than if you've used worsted weight. That's about almost an inch wide. So if you've used your thicker yarn, you're going to have a bigger centre. We're going to join our next colour into any of the half double crochet stitches around. So all I do is I just lay the yarn on top of the hooks like so, pinch them at the back, and then pull through. You can join the yarn in a different way if you have to, or if you know a different way to do it, that's perfectly fine. As long as we've joined our yarn in, I just like to do a chain 1, and I'll pull down on the short piece at the back, and that secures it into there. But I know people that do a slip knot, put it onto their hook and join it that way. Doesn't matter as long as your yarn's not going to come off. So this is the first layer of the petals. We're going to join the colour like we have and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and work treble 4 together into the next stitch. So the next half double crochet is here. So treble 4 together is a treble is wrapping twice, going into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2. Got 3 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now normally to finish off that stitch we'd yarn over and pull through those 2 stitches, but because we're doing 4 together, we leave the last loop on the hook like that. So yarning over, going into the same stitch because we want to work 4 together. So we've got ones here. The chain 3 doesn't count. This is our first stitch here, so that's 1. So yarning over twice, going into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. we're going to stop there. You've got 3 loops on your hook. We need 4 altogether. So far we've got 2. So yarning over twice, going into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You've got 3 stitches, not including the chain 3. Yarn over twice, go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that completes our 4 together, because not including the chain 3, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. And to finish this off, what we do is we grab our yarn and we pull through all the loops on our hook. What we want to do now is chain 3 and slip stitch into the next half double crochet. So we just worked into that one, we're going into this one. Chain 3, into the next half double crochet. We're going to work 4 trebles together. So that's our next stitch here. So wrapping twice, going into that stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and pull through 2 and hold that, yarning over twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, wrapping twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 3 stitches because this is our chain 3, so that's 1, 2, 3 stitches. I want 4 altogether, so wrapping twice, going into the stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and pull through 2. We've now got our 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all loops, and I'm actually putting the tip of my hook here facing downwards. So grabbing that yarn, face it down and pull through, and it will make it easier to get through all those loops. Chain 3. Oops, was that 2 or 3? So even I always count. So 1, 2 and 3. Slip stitch into the next half double crochet. We're going to repeat this all the way around. So we're going to chain 3, wrap twice, into the next stitch we're going to work 4 trebles together, so we've got 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all loops, chain 3, slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 3, wrapping twice and working our 4 stitches together. I'm just going to keep the camera rolling for this first row. So we've got our 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in that one, chain 3, I've worked my chain through, we're going to wrap twice and go into the next stitch. Now be careful not to work into your slip stitch. I just had to count around to make sure I had 10 stitches. So I'm going to go into here for my next stitch. This is my last stitch. You've got your last stitch and then you work your slip stitch back into the first part there. So working your treble. I'm going to work 4 of these into the same space. Sorry, I should say same stitch, not space. Oops. That's 3. 4, pull through, chain 3, and it says to work the slip stitch into the same half double crochet of the center as the joining when you're joining your second color. So where you've joined in your second color, which is right here, because that's where we started, that's where we're going to work the slip stitch for this chain 3 back down into there. So going into that stitch and working as a slip stitch. Okay, so second layer of petals. There is plenty of beautiful photos that come with this pattern too. I haven't actually printed them off myself because I had a test run to make this one. So I don't need the pictures for the pattern, but go to her website and yeah, like I said, excellent photos as well, which helped me with the pattern very much. So the second layer of petals, we don't cut off our yarn if you want to do a different colour for the second round. So this round here is your first one. If you want to work this round in a different colour, you need to change colour now. If you're going to have it one colour like this cool one, we're going to keep the same colour. And it doesn't change colour in the pattern, so we're going to work with the pattern. So chain 2. And that counts as the first half double crochet of the round. We need to fold the petals from the back to the front and work under the petals. On the back ridges of the centre, and you'll have a look in picture 3, which I don't have, so you'll need to go to the website. And it's the first line on the collage below. 1 half double crochet into the first back ridge of the centre. So what that means is we're folding our little petals towards us, and we're actually going to be working into the back of here. And you know what? We are going to sew in that first end right now, because that's another one that will get in your way. So we're going to just go underneath the petals here. I mean, you can still do it, but last night I was cursing those ends because they were just in my way. So just get rid of that. So now we've got a nice clean background to work with. I'm now chain 2 and we're going to flip it over. What we're going to be doing is working into the back ridges of the stitches, and with the half double crochet you have these back ridges here. Can you see those? This one there. Is that better putting it like that? Okay, so we're going to be working into those. So flipping it forward, and it says to 1 half double crochet in the first back ridge of the centre, right under where we did the beginning chain 2. So yarning over where we did our beginning chain 2, we're going to go into that ridge and work a half double crochet. We're going to find the next back ridge and work 2 half double crochet into there. Finding the next back bridge, 2 half double crochet, next back ridge, so you want 2 half double crochets in each one around, and this will give us a total of 20 stitches. So I'm going to do mine and we're going to check, see how many we've got. Where are we? Where do we start? There. I'm going to check mine. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So I've got one more to go. And sometimes it doesn't stand out as well as it should. Because we're not used to working into the back, are we? So we're just going to... This worked perfectly last night when I did my practice flower. Of course. So we need to work 2 half double crochets into that last back ridge. So 1, 2, and then we're going to join to the beginning chain 2. So that's our other half double crochet, and there's our chain 2 right there. So we're going to join into there. I really love this pattern, it's so cute. I love this flower. I'm a big fan of the patterns on My Hobby is Crochet. I think they're so cute. So at the back it's going to look like that, and in the front it's going to look like this. And what we actually do at the end of the pattern, we pop these petals and we flip them out the other way, so they're like little puff stitches, aren't they? Which I think gives such a cute effect, but we'll do that later because we'll have to do it to the other stitches too. So round 4, and this is where we complete the next round of petals. So the bottom layer we've got there. And what we're doing is we're repeating what we did on that first round of petals. But we're going to be working into the front loop. So what we do is we chain 3. And do treble 4 together into the front loop of the very next half double crochet. So we're doing our 4 together, so that's wrapping twice. Into the next half double crochet, we're going to be going into the front loop. There we go, making that look a lot harder than it really was. And we're supposed to do wrapping twice. And into that front loop. Leaving that on our hook, nearly did it. Going into the front loop again. So we're working our 4 stitches, that's 2. 3. And 4. I mean, it looks like we have 5 stitches, but the chain 3 doesn't count as our first stitch. So doing all loops and chaining 3. And we're slip stitching into the very next stitch into the front loop only. We're going to chain 3. And into the next front loop of the next stitch, we're going to yarn over twice and work our 4 together. Now, if you already remember what you're supposed to be doing, you can go ahead and complete the rest of the round. For those of you that are not quite sure, we will carry on for a couple more. That's 3. And 4. Sorry guys, my yarn, I'm just going to pull out a heap of it so I don't get distracted again. So there we go, we're just yarning over, going through all stitches and then chaining 3. Finding the next front loop of the next stitch and making a slip stitch. Chain 3. Wrapping twice into the next front loop of the next stitch. We're going to work our 4 trebles together. And we repeat this all the way around until we get back to the beginning. And this round we will have, so in our first round we had 5 petals, and then in this round we're going to have 10 petals. I can see myself making lots of these flowers because they are so cute. So chaining 3 and then slip stitching into the next front loop of the next stitch. Chain 3 and then work your 4 trebles together into the next front loop of the next stitch. Repeat this all around and I will meet up with you when we get back to the beginning of the row and we'll show you how to join. So I've done my last petal, my chain 3, and we're going to join with a slip stitch where the first chain 3 started. So join with a slip stitch. Then we can cut off our yarn. And I just like to bring that tail through that loop. And then we can sew in our ends. So I'd like to thank Kinga for letting us make this really cute flower. I think this is so cute. I really do. Once we've sewn in all our ends, turn your flower to the front and we're going to pop the little petals the right way. Now, you may have some that are the right way, but you will have some that are the wrong way. So what we need to do is just pop them out. See how they're popping out to the back? You want them to pop out to the front. So a huge thank you to Kinga from My Hobby is Crochet. Make sure you go and check out her website. Lots of free patterns there. Really like the website. It's very well set out and nice and clear to understand. Please share your creations on our Facebook page. I will put links to my Hobbies Crochets Facebook page as well, and any other links to her website where you can find the great pattern. Please subscribe, as there will be plenty more videos. That is so cute. Beautiful colours. I mean, can you imagine the colour combinations that we could make out of these flowers? You could attach them to a hat, a bag, or a brooch back and just wear them as a beautiful flower like that. You could put them on a hair clip and wear them in your hair. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, happy crochet.